I've just finished at a Rotary Club meeting for the night and I'm about to head home. Our Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Dubbo South, meets on Tuesday nights each week. Most of the discussion tonight was around the incredibly exciting opening of Macquarie Homestay this morning. Now, the Rotary Club of Dubbo South has been heavily involved in the fundraising for Macquarie Homestay, and it was very exciting to see the first guest house, the one that was open today, called the Tour de Oroc, the Toyota Tour de Oroc Guest House. Way back in 2013, when I was Mayor of the city, Rod Crowfoot, who was the chair of the fundraising committee for Macquarie Homestay, came and spoke to the Oroc group of councils, the mayors and GMs from the Oroc group of councils, 11 councils at the time, later on became 12 councils, and talked about the importance of the facility and some contribution, or asked for some contributions in terms of fundraising for the facility. Not a lot of money had been raised at that particular point in time. I spoke to Rod afterwards and I had an idea to create a bike ride to raise some money, and that bike ride would involve all the mayors, all the councils around Oroc, and really generate some interest in the facility, but also generate some significant funds. We ran that bike ride in the first year, and we ran it under council's umbrella and raised almost $180,000, which went towards the facility. That ride was then handed over. I decided it wasn't sensible to leave it under council, and we handed that over to my Rotary Club of Dubbo South, to run that ride from then on. In 2015, Dave Hayes from Dubbo City Toyota was the chairperson of that ride, and we ran the ride again, and again, very successful ride. About $100,000 was raised for Macquarie Homestay in that year. And then in 2017, I chaired the committee that ran the ride again, and another $105,000 contributed. So almost $400,000 is being contributed towards Macquarie Homestay by Tour de Oroc. And it was incredibly exciting when David Hayes and myself had the honour of unveiling the plaque for the Tour de Oroc guest house. And it was a big surprise to many people in the crowd. There was very few people that knew that that guest house was being named the Tour de Oroc guest house. But I think a fitting tribute to the amount of funds that were contributed by the Tour de Oroc and by the Rotary Club of Dubbo South. So an incredibly exciting morning, and for people around the region who will stay at that facility, and that facility is designed for people from the region who are using Dubbo Hospital but need some accommodation there, given the fact that 50% of the admissions to the hospital come from outside 2830, it'll be used extensively by people around the region. So very exciting. Congratulations to Rod Crowfoot, congratulations to the fundraising committee, and to the whole range of people that contributed. It even goes back to Dawn Fidel, and she's the local member, the independent member for Dubbo, and Lillian Brady, who was the Mayor of Cobar at the time, still Mayor of Cobar today. They formed the idea and then came and met with the Mayor of the day in Dubbo. Alan Smith was the Mayor at the time, and talked about creating this facility for people from the region. So congratulations to all those people. Hundreds of people have been involved in that facility and getting to the point where it is now. There's more fundraising required, and certainly we'll be talking about a Tour de Oroc 2019. The idea is to run that Tour de Oroc event every 2 years, and so we'll be talking about running that event again in 2019 and generating more funds for Macquarie Homestay for subsequent stages. After the excitement of this morning and talking to all the people around there, I then had some meetings with some people to the east of Dubbo, and they wanted to talk about a few things, probably just from a business perspective, making sure that government recognises that not only do farmers do it tough when there's a drought on, but certainly businesses that are involved in regional areas can do it very tough when a drought is on as well. And so some discussions around that from some people around those areas this afternoon that I met with, mainly business people this afternoon, and roads came up as another issue again, as it often does. So exciting day, congratulations to all involved. It was very exciting to be a part of that, and it was a great honour to unveil that plaque for the Tour de Oroc Guest House. Mathew Dickerson, your independent voice.